outperforms any IRA or 401k. To get this free report, visit bankonyourself.com. That's bankonyourself.com. Bankonyourself.com.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. Every child deserves to have access to books because children who grow up with books invariably do better in life than children who do not. How do I choose a book? Is it the cover? I guess, sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual, so it's a combination of those two. The first book I remember was Captains Courageous. When I finished that book, I had become so involved with these characters. So here's the thing. If a book's really, really impressing me and the writing is really, really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books, if it's really, really well done, that ending, that last thought should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to AM 1220 KDOW, the Bay Area's business leader. And welcome to Punch, Media and Marketing Made Easy, helping you explore new marketing and social media trends that will give you that extra punch in your marketing strategy. Now, here's your host for Punch, Media and Marketing Made Easy, Erica Taylor Montgomery.
Good morning and welcome to Punch, Media and Marketing Made Easy. I'm your host, Erica Taylor Montgomery, and Punch, Media and Marketing Made Easy is a show that covers everything you need to know to punch through your competition and deliver that total knockout when it comes to public relations, marketing, social media, branding, advertising, and so much more. I'm the founder and CEO of Three Girls Media and Marketing, Inc., which is a public relations and social media marketing agency that specializes in working with small and medium-sized companies with very cost-effective solutions. You can find us online at threegirlsmedia.com. That's threegirlsmedia.com. And we're live this morning. We're going to be able to take your calls throughout the hour. And we're also in our third week of our brand new 9 a.m. time slot. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. We've got another great show for you today. In round one of Punch, we're going to be talking to a communication strategist about maximizing your marketing dollars. How much should you set aside in your budget for advertising? And how is the changing media landscape impacting small and medium-sized businesses? And then in round two of Punch today, we're going to be talking with an award-winning marketer about marketing your business online. How can good old-fashioned marketing strategies help you online and what you need to make sure you have before someone clicks on your online ad and much more. You can find the full lineup of upcoming guests as well as archives of Punch online at punchmarketing.biz. That's punchmarketing.biz. And I know that you're likely to have questions about today's topics, so I encourage you to call in to our live show. You can reach us toll free at 800-516-1220. That's 800-516-1220. So let's jump right into round one today, maximizing your marketing dollars. Our guest is Kerry Tracy, and he's the CEO and co-founder of Working Media Group. He's worked for Fortune 500 companies, including American Express, Pfizer, Unilever. He was the publisher of the in-flight magazines for Delta Airlines, and he has also sold TV time for CBS. So, Kerry, welcome to Punch, Media and Marketing Made Easy.
Thanks, Erica. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So, Kerry, I find that just like public relations, when it comes to advertising, I think it's something that small and medium-sized businesses often fail to budget for. So how much of their either annual or quarterly budget do you think a small or mid-sized business should set aside for their advertising?
Well, it really depends. I mean, the process that we walk our clients through is we want to find out what their ultimate goal is. Are they pushing people into retail stores? Is it just, buying off the website or an 800 number? Secondly, we understand who their target is. And thirdly, their budget's going to dictate strategy. So as far as a formula, I think it really depends on the category, and it depends on what your ultimate goal is. For the bigger companies, it's anywhere from 5 to 10%. But for smaller companies, particularly if it's a pure direct response company, you're going to put the lion's share of your marketing dollars or your overall spend towards your marketing dollars.
That makes perfect sense. And once companies have that budget set aside and they have what goals they want to reach in mind, how should they go about actually allocating those media dollars?
So again, we look at the size of the budget is going to dictate strategy as far as what you can or cannot afford, and the target audience is going to dictate what media is going to be the most effective. So with a lot of small mid-sized clients, what we'll look at is the number one, number two, number three competitor in the marketplace. And we'll do a deep dive in terms of how they've allocated their media from the beginning and how they've shifted it year over year and how they've grown it. So I think the tools that you can provide a small mid-sized company is really understand what their competition is doing and then how they're allocating it.
How is a smaller mid-sized business able to find out exactly what their competition is spending on something like advertising?
Well, it's difficult unless you subscribe to syndicated data, of which media planning and buying agencies like ourselves we subscribe to those services so we can see how much they're spending.
So it's really something that you would need to work with an advertising agency or some sort of professional advertising assistant in order to get that information for a small or mid-sized business.
Yes.
And so that brings me to another question is, when should a small and mid-sized company bring in someone like yourself? Bring in a professional like Working Media Group or another advertising agency to really help them with their advertising campaign? Or should they forge it out on their own and try to do things like, online ads or some other sort of help going directly to a TV or radio station?
I think it really depends on, what their future aspirations are. If they want to grow the company, really become a, 50 million, 100 million more company, our recommendation is early as possible because to get a real strong understanding of what the competition is doing and what you should be doing in terms of building your foundation is very important early on. And we work with a lot of venture capitalists, private equity folks who are backing certain companies, and they want to know, what's happening in the marketplace, who the top folks out there, and how they do it. So, if it's a small mom and pop store, and they want to keep it that way, we're always welcome to giving them advice, but typically they can handle it on their own. The one caveat I would say is that if you're dealing with a media property for the first time and it's the first time that you're in that marketplace, I highly recommend that you speak to, a media professional because, media can get pretty complex pretty quickly and the rates will vary tremendously without, an understanding of the marketplace.
Sure. And of course, rates are also going to vary widely depending on what type of media you're talking about. Are you talking about TV ads? Are you talking about radio ads? Are you talking about billboards, some other sort of direct response, online marketing? I mean, there's a huge gamut and each has their own type of, budget and requirements. And that's also going to vary widely, not only by medium, but also by market size.
Yeah, absolutely. And so some of the advantages that we bring to the table for our clients is that we have a database of every deal we've ever done. So we know in each market what a good cost per point is or what a good CPM is. And to your point, if you don't position it correctly with the media properties, we come in, we can get you direct response rates will be literally 90% less than maybe what, the general market rates would be. So understanding that and having help with that can save you a heck of a lot of money. And at the end of the day, you're going to get a much bigger bang for the buck.
Sure, that makes perfect sense. We are talking about maximizing your marketing dollars. Our guest is Kerry Tracy, and he is the CEO and co-founder of Working Media Group. And Kerry, thank you so much for being on Punch Media and Marketing Made Easy this morning. If you have questions about maximizing your marketing dollars, you can call us live at 800-516-1220. That's 800-516-1220. You can also email us at punchmarketingradio@gmail.com. gmail.com. That's punchmarketingradio@gmail.com. And we'll be happy to get your questions answered, whether you call us or whether you shoot us an email. So, Carrie, we have a break coming up in just a minute, but I'm curious about what companies need to address when they're actually planning their media campaign. Can you summarize in about a minute what that would entail?
Sure. Do you want me to talk about that now, or you
Yeah,
want to...
go ahead and get started now, and then if we need to continue it past the break, we certainly can.
Yeah, so I think, you want to set up expectations. We want to make sure with our clients that we're on the same page. So if it's a drive to retail, what are the metrics that we're looking for? Are we going to be doing a brand awareness or a focus group afterwards to see that we raise the brand awareness in a certain market? If it's an online campaign, is it the cost per lead that you want to drive down ultimately? Or if we are doing a multimedia campaign across TV, radio, online, print, are we tracking it correctly, and are we getting the conversions that we want? So if we do a campaign in a certain city, a TV campaign, we'll overlay a paid search component that will allow us to see, based on that TV campaign, is there lift in search? What are the keywords? Where are the people going on the website? And then we can also report back to the client, this is where these people live. I mean, we know exactly, where they're coming from. And in turn, we can also overlay that to the store sales in that particular market that we had the TV campaign. So to answer your question, I think the most important thing is just to understand what the benchmarks are and what are the metrics that you want to get out of that campaign.
Phenomenal. And we're going to talk about metrics and how you track an advertising campaign when we come back from the break. You're listening to Punch, Media and Marketing Made Easy on 1220 AM KDOW.